we've got another baller that's claiming to have found the curve. And I only found out about it literally an hour or two ago. And I hadn't heard from him for a while. Somebody had asked me what's happened to Miles the Liar Davis. And I was like, I don't know. I haven't heard from him for ages. So I went on his channel, had a look. He hasn't put any videos out for 3 months. And I was like, ooh, perhaps he's dropped off because he's a faceless warrior. Well, maybe he's one of them people that is able to disappear just because nobody knows really who he is. So whatever's happened, Miles doesn't appear to be around very much. Maybe he is. I don't know, but he hasn't put anything out for a while. So that's what I do know, and it's been 3 months. So that's good in itself. But it made me consider Al-K, because I've not heard him for a while either. I've not seen him in chat, not seen anything from him. So I thought I'll just go, whilst I'm checking on Miles's thing, I'll check on Al-K, and I'll see whether he's still doing anything, because I've not seen him for ages. And he's done a video in the last couple of days, and it's, to be honest, it's aimed at Dell, beyond the imaginary curve, about a particular mountain that he's observed near to where he lives, I guess. But he's claimed that it's a ball earth proof, and his statement at the beginning of the video is that he's demonstrating curvature. So what I'll do, Nath, if you don't mind, I'd like to share my screen. And I want everyone to pay attention to this Yahoo, because I mean we met Al-K in real world, and he was all right. He was just a normal kind of guy. Didn't find him to be unnecessarily horrible or whatever. We bought him dinner, we sat down, we spent a bit of time with him, and there wasn't anything remarkable about him. He was just a guy. But he's dropped off the scene a little bit because I've not heard from him for a while, which is people come and go, that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen and I'll show. I'll show. Right, when you're ready, Nath.
Yep, you're on.
Right, so this is his video, right? He makes 3 claims. 1, he's demonstrating curvature. And I'm like, really? This is going to be interesting. 2, confirming his previous results. I'm not sure what they are. And 3, debunking a false claim. And I think the false claim that he claims he's debunking is Dell. And I'm not sure what the issue is. But it's something to do with this mountain. And it's something to do with the interpretation of the evidence. But I'm not really too sure about what's gone on. But I could tell by the video that he's up in a place called Largs. And he's looking across the bay down to a particular mountain. And the mountain is called... Nathan, you remember what it's got? Something Elsa or something like that it is. So I found where his little ramp is. He's at this Lagos RNLI, and he's looking out the thing. And if I pull up my Google Earth now, he's looking at
Craig.
this.
It says in the title.
Pardon?
It says in the title.
Yeah, there we go. Ailsa Craig, right? And when you look up what Ailsa Craig looks like, it's this random looking rock on its own. It's pretty tall. It's 1,100 feet tall. And if I can get to the Google thing quickly. Let's go to that. No, come on, give me what I want. There, it's there. So AILSA Craig. Now, what's interesting about this is if you type, oh, right, there it is. Ailsa Craig height. It rises to a height of 1,120 feet. And if you look at 1,120 feet, that's going to be the peak. Okay. So you can deduce common sense that half of it is going to be half of 1,100. So it's going to be about 550, a little bit above. So we've got 550 in the middle, and then we've got 0, which would be the sea level. But we know that the peak of it is 1,100 feet, right? That's the first thing to observe. So what you can do is he's picking on this lighthouse down in the bottom corner. And his claim is that you can't see the lighthouse from this distance away, which is where he's at, which is Largs Lifeboat Station. So when I zoom in, this is the jetty that he's on, and he's basically down like Ranty was, foot off the water kind of thing. So there's the lifeboat station, there's the ramp. He's sat basically, wherever the tide is, he's sat here. So he's about a foot off the water, maybe 2, but no more than 2, but that's where he's at. And when you look up, you can see that this thing is miles away. It's absolutely miles away. And on my screen now, you can see my little ruler that's already been put in. It's 39.14 miles. So I thought 39 miles, and you're expecting to see a lighthouse that's got a focal height of about 80 feet. Thought that's going to be a dot. You're never going to see it. It's going to be so far away. It's so small. they would say it's behind the curve. I would say it's too small to be seen because perspective. The further something goes away from you, the smaller it becomes. But nonetheless, this number intrigued me because 39 is greater than the 34 that I've seen the Isle of Man pictures from, and further than the Mackle Lighthouse. That was 31. But he's trying to see a lighthouse 39 miles away that's half the size of Mackle. So I'm thinking he's never going to see that. Not even on a perfect conditions day, he's never going to see it. It's too small. Not because of the curve, but it's gone too small. It is literally too small. So 39 miles, that's the distance he's looking at, and he's about a foot off the water. So then if I go to the curve calcs and I look at the curve calcs, because he's claiming that it's curved, right? Metaflunk. So I'll go with the Metabunk one because this is what he's doing. So the mileage was, what was it, 39? And then the viewer height in feet would be 2. So it should have a geometric curve hidden of 926. But the drop itself is greater than the height of the mountain. But even with refraction, you're only going to bring back like 350 feet. So when we go back to the original picture that I had on Google Earth, how much are we bringing back? Because the height of it is 1,000 and just over 1,000 feet, 1,100 feet. But according to the curve, it should be nearly 800 feet gone. So we're looking at the mountain that he's got in the video. Most of it should be gone. And when you look on Google Earth, this is how it's presented at sea level. So the question becomes, well, if that's 1,100 feet and the sea level is here, we appear to be seeing virtually all of it. But according to the geometric shape of the Earth, it should virtually be gone because the drop value is the size of the mountain and it should be hidden by 626 feet. So where's the claim on his video that it's actually curvature that he's seeing? Because in his video, he claims, I think I might have lost it, claims that he's seeing the curvature. So then the question becomes, well, why are you calling this a curvature proof when it's flat as a pancake? Why are you not, you're claiming that this is curve? Where is, oh, I've lost it now, there it is. So he's demonstrating curvature, but I'm not seeing curve. I'm seeing a whole mountain that should have gone behind the curve. And if you're claiming to be demonstrating the curvature, surely your claim would be talking about the top part that's like the tippy tops that's peeking over the hill because that's the curve. But you're on about a lighthouse that you can't see, and there's a layer of mist across the horizon that you can't see through, and you're claiming that that's the curve of the Earth. No, that's not normal. That's not even honest. This is the actual video. This is what he claims. He thinks that this, if you look along the horizon, there's like a white layer of mist. And as I play the video, he's claiming that we can't see the flashing lighthouse because of the curve of the Earth. Well, if it was the curve of the Earth that was causing us not to see the lighthouse, we should only see this bit up here, the tippy tops of it, because it's 1,000 feet tall and it's 1,000 feet behind the curve. So this bit here that you're looking at the top should be right on the horizon, and the lighthouse should be down here somewhere because it's like 600-700 feet behind the curve. So he's picking on the lighthouse that you can't see because of the mist, the layer of mist. But he's missing out the fact that the whole island should be missing. We should only see the tippy tops of it.
Have you discussed this with him?
Pardon?
Have you discussed this with him?
No, there's no talking to him. He's totally indoctrinated. See, this is what we're left with. This is what he claims is supposed to be a curvature claim, but that's what it should look like.
So we could use that for proving flat Earth, couldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. He's claiming that we can't see the lighthouse because of the so-called curvature of the Earth. Well, if it was the so-called curvature of the Earth, it would be varying up here. That's what we should be missing out because this last bit. But to argue about the lighthouse down here, it's clearly evidence of flat, but it's the question is, why can't we see it? And there's a layer of mist along the horizon there, which is going to obscure what you see, putting more density there because it's condensing air from the warm day that's dropping down and it sits on the horizon. I've seen it loads of times. It's the condensing of the air in the atmosphere, and it sits there. For some reason, it doesn't make it into the water. You'd expect with gravity, it'd pull it into the water and it'd be like amalgamate it back into the water, but for whatever reason, it doesn't. But he's arguing about a little lighthouse that's 80 feet tall and claiming that this is the effects of curvature. But he's missing out the fact that the whole mountain should be missing behind 1,000 feet worth of drop. Why would somebody on the ball side claim that they're demonstrating curvature of the Earth and then fail to show any curve calcs in the video? He didn't show his altitude at other points in the video where altitude became important, and didn't show how far away this was. I had to look it up myself. I think he actually cited it at 33 miles in the video. I might be wrong, don't quote me on it, but he's not telling people that the whole thing should be behind the curve, apart from the tippy tops of it. And the question becomes, why is he focusing on the lighthouse, which is only 70 feet tall, when he should be telling people that this whole thing should be missing? So is that honest? Is that genuine reporting of facts? Or is it being selective with the facts and arguing that the lighthouse can't be seen because of the layer of mist, but he's going to call it curvature? So that's obstruction. That is the obstruction, this layer of mist. That's why you can't see it. But he's not telling everybody that the whole thing should be missing. Why would someone do that? Answers on a postcard, please. What do you think, guys?
We should be worried. He's really cracked it, hasn't he?
I think it's a good example of how obviously and observably flat the plane we live on is.
Yes,
I think it's a good example. I think it's more a good example of how dishonest ballers can be by not telling you that none of that mountain should be seen apart from the tippy tops of it. Can you imagine if I didn't do that and if that was me reported on that video? Do you think that anybody would just say, "Oh, he hasn't told everybody, but you know he's a good lad"? No, I'd get hung, drawn, and quartered. So why should it not be any different for him? So the question becomes, let me just go back to my screen share a sec, Nath. I want to go back to it a sec. The question becomes, how are all these people in the chat, in his comments, going to react? Because we've got Jed Skeptic Media. Nice video, mate. Well done. I denounce him because he hasn't told you about the whole nature of the mountain that's missing. Tom Dick, whoever he is. Sue Lynch, seen you before. Are you going to denounce him? Woodsy, going to denounce? Are you going to denounce him? Blue Marble Guy, what about you? All these people have been deceived because he hasn't told them that it's so far away that the whole thing should be missing. Rock Lover, Poseidon, Philip. Look at Philip. Remember that really nice physicist guy? Wow, fantastic. What a great comparison. It shows how the other images show textbook inferior mirages. Yeah, what about that whole missing mountain though, Phil? Did you not fact check first and just make sure that he was telling things the way they should be? Or did you just accept it because, you know, what was the criticism that Ruhif gave us? He said that flat earthers are the excuse for the complete failure to critically think about things, and we have a physicist that just accepts it straight away. So them words that Ruhif said, that flat earthers can't critically think. Look at all these idiots that are all in this chat right now, all patting him on the back, saying how good it is, yet the whole mountain should be missing. Why is that? It's ridiculous. It's dishonest, and it shouldn't even be on. So obviously I've given it a thumbs down. So if everybody in chat now thinks that this is dishonest, go over and give him a thumbs down so he can see it, so he doesn't realize, so he realizes that what he's done's naughty. He's lying, he's dishonest, and he's cherry picking truths that aren't even truths anyway.